Hey everyone, welcome to Okinawa. Aloha? Not exactly. So, Okinawa, for anyone who doesn't know, it is in the southern tip of Japan where it is highly tropical, very similar to Hawaii. So, we were there in October. We didn't actually rent a car, but the monorail actually took us to a lot of places, plus the bus as well. So, first up is we had to try the Yukishio Sando. This is exclusive to Okinawa only, and if you are going to Okinawa, you have to get their cookies. You cannot get it anywhere else. Next up, we checked out Blue Seal. Blue Seal honestly just really tasted like regular ice cream to me, so I didn't think it was too special, but if you're there, people there really like it. It tastes like American ice cream, but with Asian flavors, I would say. And then we checked out this little market in here. There's a lot of cute little stalls. There's like fruit stands. They sell a lot of Okinawa exclusive things. But this was the most exciting part, was checking out the fish market there. So what happens is once you go in, you'll find that there are a lot of these different stalls that sell kind of the same thing. It's split into half and half. Half is fish and half is meat, specifically like beef and pork. They are really known for their pork as well. So if you're ever there, I would recommend trying the pork. So we went to the fish side and noticed that there's a lot of exotic fishes and crustaceans, things that you would never find in North America at all. Like this one, for example, I think it's called the parrotfish, which we don't have in North America, and I think those are puffer fish. Oh my gosh, I'm not really sure, to be honest. But you'll notice that what happens is that you would buy the fish or the seafood that you want to have, and then they'll take it upstairs for you, and the restaurant will actually cook it for you. They have these in Hong Kong as well, and what we did was we got the shrimp, which they grilled, and we also got the parrotfish. You can have it served in a variety of ways, so we chose half sashimi and also half as a steamed fish. And honestly, it was pretty good, and I think altogether just the two things alone was about 50 Canadian, so about 30 something ish US dollars. And I think the experience was worth it because you can't really get this anywhere else. And there's also a lot of different styles as well. If you're not interested in having your fish cooked from downstairs and brought upstairs, you can also go to check out the upstairs market, where they basically have everything you can order, sashimi and whatnot. So this is the meat side of it. At this time it was already close to 2 p.m. or so a lot of these stores actually close at around 2 to 3 p.m. so that's why you'll notice it's a little bit quiet here. But they do sell a variety of like wagyu and pork and things like that. So I don't know if you can bring these upstairs, but it'd be interesting if you can bring it upstairs to cook. But of course you can see that the fish side is still kind of bumping because people really want to check it out and bring it upstairs to eat. So, one more thing is that if you don't speak Japanese, it's okay. I find a lot of people here do speak Mandarin though. So if you are going with someone who can speak Mandarin, it is super helpful. They are so fluent in Mandarin, way better than mine. English, it's alright, but I would say Japanese or Mandarin is preferred here for sure. So after dinner or lunch, whatever that was, we walked around the little streets within the market area. So there's a lot of different small and tiny stalls where you can grab a quick bite, grab a beer. You'll find that beer is everywhere in Okinawa, especially their Orion beer, which you cannot get anywhere else, but apparently they sell them in the T&T in Bellevue, Washington. So if you're in Washington State, then maybe check it out and you can get some Orion beer there because you can't really get them anywhere else. So there's tons and tons of little stalls here. And one thing I do find is that for anyone who does smoke, you're open to smoking in at the restaurants, and it's just very smoke friendly there. Not for me, but for if you are someone who does smoke, then this is a very chill, relaxing place to be, I would say. Yeah, so let's take a look at the different streets and see what they've got. So one of the things we noticed when we got here was this. I have no idea what this was, but I think it's a celebration of maybe a community or a family, and it was actually pretty cool to see this just in the middle of the street, and we just happened to come across this, and yeah, it's honestly so cool. Alright, so there's this place, it's called, I'm not quite sure what it's called, but this place has the best donuts. You can get them everywhere else as well, but this is the original, so you have to get it from here. It's so good. And the next day, we decided to go on a little venture to Aharen Island. This is actually an island that's about maybe an hour ferry ride away from Naha. And honestly, you cannot miss out on this. So to get the tickets, you do need to reserve a seat the day before on their website, and then you would line up, and I think it leaves maybe 3 times a day in the morning, so if you miss it, you kind of miss it. And honestly, it is so easy to get to by ferry and bus. You cannot miss the signs there. You can just follow all the tourists and everybody there, and you will be easily there in no time. And the water is so blue. This is the prettiest water I have ever seen. It's not even like Hawaii is nice, but this is honestly even better because you don't get the crowds that you would normally see in Hawaii, and it's honestly so pretty. So some of the things that you can do when you're in Aharen Island is that you could go snorkeling, you can go diving if you want. There's a few restaurants there as well, but honestly it's mainly for the beaches and going out and doing water activities. So I do see some people packing their day bags and they spend the night there, which I actually feel like wouldn't be a bad idea, because I do feel like if you are there just for the day, you do have to make sure you're catching the right bus to go back, because if you're taking the last ferry, then that's it for you. Like there is no other alternative. So I do recommend, you know, if you can, stay one night there and then come back. Also keep in mind is that car rentals, if you do plan on renting a car, you do have to reserve the car like way before. Some people were trying to get off the bus and then rent a car, and there is no car that left anymore. It's a very small island, and the car rentals do get booked up super fast. So anything that you do want to do that requires a lot more planning, like going out there to go diving, like into the waters, you really have to book early in advance and get those spots, because there's only like maybe a couple of companies that do these every single day, and especially if you're looking for English speaking, then that's even harder to find. So when we got there, it was around, I want to say 11 already. It is not the earliest, but you know, this is what we're left with. So once we get there, there are some people, but there isn't like a ton of people. So what we did was we did snorkeling. So you could actually rent the snorkeling gear, the entire set, for about $12 Canadian, so about maybe $10 US. If you do also want, you can also rent like an umbrella as well for about 30 Canadian a day, but we didn't really do that since we're only in the waters for about maybe four hours max before we needed to head back. So this little area is honestly really small, but so beautiful. There's no way you could get lost. There's absolutely no way, because you're dropped off right at the beach, and then you spend your day at the beach, and then you head back out. There is a little bit of a food stand if you want, but I would just spend my time there if you only got a few hours and pack a snack instead. So the water is honestly the clearest water I've ever seen, and if you just look down, there is a ton of fish down there. I actually just brought my iPhone with me, and I put a protective case over it, which you could do. I mean, of course you could also get a GoPro as well if you want. So the fish here is a little bit smaller than maybe if you were to join a diving tour and go outside of the beach area. They do say that in the mornings, like maybe at 9 a.m. or so, if you are there in the early, you might see sea turtles in the morning. That's honestly what I wanted to see, but you know, seeing the crowd here, it's kind of unlikely that I would see sea turtles. So yeah, if you are interested, there are tours that go way out into the ocean where you could go snorkeling, and you would honestly see a lot more variety of fish and the sea life there. But for me, it was just more so the little fish, and it's honestly pretty nice already. So once we're done, we just quickly grabbed a drink, but there is a changing room there. One of the things with the little buses that when you're hopping back on is that you cannot be wet. If you're wet, like wet, then you're going to be denied. So you can either put in a few coins to shower, or you could just dry yourself off in the sun, give yourself a bit of more time, and then hop back on the bus. So I do have to say that the lineup to get showered is really long. So if you are cutting it a little bit close, you're most likely going to miss on the bus, and you may not be able to get onto your ferry back. So just my 2 cents if you're there. So this is honestly the bus stop already. That's where we got dropped off, and that is where we're gonna get picked up to go back home. So I went and got a pork tamago to go first, but before we do the review, it's time for a quick room tour. Alright, starting at the door, we have our full-length mirror here. Super simple. And then we have a little closet space, mirrors, dryers, and all that great stuff. We have a bathroom, sink, and then a washing tub and stuff like that. We're drying our wet stuff in the bathroom. Hallway, super short. Oh, so much stuff here. TV, double bed, a table and a chair, and that is honestly like pretty much it. This is a very simple room, but I would say this is honestly a very standard room as well in Japan. Of course, the Ritz was an exception, but most of the time the rooms in Japan are like this. It's just a double bed if you're lucky. Sometimes it's a large twin bed, and that's pretty much it. Hello. So after a full day of traveling and going to the island, we are back. We're gonna try this one here, which is the pork tamago onigiri. And I have had something similar in Hawaii before, the spam musubi, but oh my gosh, this is much bigger than I thought. I don't know if it's because I went at 6 p.m. Please eat it as early as possible. Okay. Wow, it is hot. This thing is hot. Let's see how it looks like. What? Okay, I'm gonna bring you closer. Let me take a look. Alright, so look at this. It is huge. So this is just the basic one. Egg, spam, and rice and seaweed. This is basically, you saw the lady beat it. So the lady just made the eggs fresh and everything is made to go. So let's see how this compares to the ones in Hawaii. Okay. This tastes better than the Hawaii one, I have to say. It's so much more fresh than the Hawaii one, for sure. For sure. So good. So good. Lighting is not good here. Oh my god. Okay, let's stop. I won't have an appetite for dinner. Okay? Alrighty, so thoughts about Okinawa. Alrighty, so I have to say, I actually really like Okinawa. I think the food is great, I think the people are great, and also what's the best, honestly, is the islands. The weather is incredible. I feel like if I could, I would live the island life, and I think everything is just so chill here, and the sun is always shining. Love it. So if you haven't been to Okinawa, I would highly recommend that you do check it out if you are already in Kyushu. Take a short flight, an hour and a half, and then you'll be in Okinawa, Naha specifically, and then you're good to go. So we didn't actually have a car for this trip, and it actually wasn't too bad. We took the ferry to the nearby island, and that was a little bit of a journey, but I would say overall it's still very easy to commute to, very simple. There's so many tourists going to the same place, so just follow everybody and you'll be good to go. And it's honestly just quite fun. And tomorrow we're going to also check out the Chirami Umi Aquarium, which I'm very excited about because I love aquariums. So that will be another day trip because it is actually quite far. It's the northern tip. It is also raining with a tornado warning or something, so we're gonna take the bus there, check it out, and then come back for dinner, and then that would be the last night that we are in Okinawa, and then we have about a half day in Okinawa, and then we are off to Tokyo for another 5, and then that concludes our trip. So, oh, by the way, this hotel has laundry. It is life-changing. So something you may not know about me is that I actually really love aquariums. And one of the things I did last time I was in Japan was I went to Osaka and visited the aquarium there, and I was floored. But this one, also so great. So it's great in a different way, is that there's a lot more exotic different fishes here. As well, they have exhibits outside, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. And honestly, I feel like it's such a cute little place to go. But do keep in mind though that this place gets incredibly packed. So if you are going there, be warned, there's a lot of tour groups there. So if you're looking for a nicer, quiet stroll, this is not the place for you. Just set your expectations right and then you'll enjoy it. So the main feature of this aquarium is the whale shark. So I've never seen a whale shark in my life before, but it is honestly such a cool place to be. The fish here, they look like they're just thriving so well. And yeah, what's not to love about the ocean? Another highlight was the dolphin show. It was so good. And then they also have this sea turtle sanctuary. Oh my gosh, what are they called? Incubators? So basically, they preserve the species of the sea turtle here, and they've been able to grow, I believe, over like 1,000 sea turtles over the course of the research labs here, and they look so cute. It's so peaceful here. I've never seen sea turtles like this in my entire life, and honestly, if you are looking to do that, go check this place out. They also have manatees as well. And I happened to catch this little guy eating lettuce. Let's get some coins.
It's actually not that bad. Dude, my eyes, man. What the hell? I look like a zombie, dude.
Look at me.
I don't know how to put it in the bag. It's gonna... Oh, I love it.
Before we know it, it is time to say goodbye to Japan. I feel like, am I going to be back? People ask me, am I going to go back to Japan again? And honestly, I've been to Japan a few times already within the past 5 years. So I feel like I'm good for now. And maybe next year, I will try to visit different places around the world. Maybe Spain, Europe, Taiwan, Taipei, Korea. I'm not sure, but I feel like I've been to Japan a few times now. I feel like I've been to, and maybe the next time I do go to Japan might be Hokkaido, but otherwise, see you all in the next video, which might be a video about personal finance until I head back and go travel somewhere. But for now, it's time to rack up some points and see where we're gonna go next. See you all in the next one.